I'm going to critique this mega mansion in Calgary, Canada. So if you decide to buy, design, or build a mansion yourself, you won't make the same mistakes. I'm Arvin Haddad. I'm an international residential consultant. Let's watch this together.
In this tour, we take you to the exclusive country estate community of Morgan's Rise, located along the city limits of Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Built by Trojan Developments and listed by Gary Heald.
My first impression, this house looks like a zebra. Like, this is one of the ugliest homes I've ever seen in my freaking life. Why is it black and white? Like, who came up with this design?
Hey everyone, welcome to the tour. This front foyer has got presence. What I mean by that is you have these massive double height tall ceilings, and dripping down from that is this crystal chandelier.
Why does that look like tea bags hanging out from the ceiling? And why do we have a freaking stairway like this? This looks like we were in an oil rig. It's like so industrial.
You have the corner windows there that are oversized. You have the windows above the door and the windows from the other side of the house all beaming in here onto this oversized black staircase.
Okay, I can't get over this staircase, but he's right. There's a lot of natural light coming in from a lot of different locations, and it's got really high ceilings. That's great. It's gonna be lit when you walk in.
For now, let's look off to the left where the dining room is. What's great about this dining room?
There's nothing great about this dining room. Why is it like tucked in as soon as you walk into the left? I don't know. This is a weird place.
It's very well placed in the whole floor plan of the home.
Is it? Is it? Let's find out.
Also have the windows just like the foyer, allowing for a ton of natural light. But now imagine at night when you're sitting here with family and friends, having some food, and you have the ambient lights outside on, really putting a nice mood on the inside.
I could picture that light fixture doing that as well.
Who's talking? Who's talking in the background? What's going on?
Through that door is the wet bar that leads into the kitchen. And that wet bar has ambient light shelving, so you can put your favorite bottles on there. You also have the wine cooler, black tiling, dishwasher.
Okay, black subway tiles. I guess it's with this theme, you know, they're keeping it cohesive. It's fine. I guess it's fine.
Heading on this way, we're gonna pass by the elevator that goes to all levels of the home, past the closet, and into the main living space.
Okay, formal living space. There's a step down. Again, I don't think one step's gonna kill you, but it's never a good idea to put steps in a house when you don't have to. We're not in 1970s. We don't do step down things anymore. It's just not child friendly, you know? People trip over it. It's unnecessary.
We're in the main living space. This is where everyone's gonna come and gather and hang out because it's the center of the home. So whether you throw on the three-sided fireplace, whether you look above at the 15-foot tall ceilings and have that surround sound system bumping your favorite tunes, it's a real vibe here.
The vibe is this feature wall here.
It's a walnut feature wall, which spawns across that back wall and this one. And honestly, it kind of pairs nicely and looks similar to the hardwood flooring.
And I love that it complements that stone as well.
Right?
Dude, this guy's getting on my nerve. Like, why does he keep talking? I feel like the way the voice comes is like your inner voice is talking to you. And I completely disagree with everything he's saying.
And across from that stone through the whole room and next to that stunning art piece, there's a glass door which is leading into the cigar room or reading room.
How is this a cigar room? This is just a regular room. This is probably like a guest bedroom. They turn it into the cigar room. They're just labeling it to make it sound cool. There's nothing about this room that, like, does it have a humidifier? What does it have? Like, to classify it as a cigar room.
Now that room, you could get cozy and spend a lot of time in there, but I mean, check this out, you guys. Through these sliding glass doors, there's this expansive outdoor-indoor patio living space.
I love that they're pocket doors because it just helps extend this room.
Right? When they're open, it feels like this is part of the inside of the home.
No, it really doesn't, because you didn't continue the same floors from inside to outside. And I know what you're thinking, Arvin, this is Calgary, it gets really wet, whatever. You got to use type of material that lasts both on the outside and it also looks good on the inside. That's how you achieve that continuity to make it look like it's part of the living room if you decide to keep it open.
You can open up those screen doors, which are blocking all the mosquitoes and wind in the summertime.
Look, it looks like a freaking cheap looking tile over here. I mean, not that the interior floors were amazing, but it's a serious step down when you go outside.
It actually leads to two other patios, and it's that indoor-outdoor feel.
I love the horizontal fireplace.
Oh, right.
This guy just loves everything. He just keeps saying, I love. Like, please be quiet.
Stunning, because you can see that as soon as you walk in through the front doors. And check out the ceiling on this. You got the wood style ceiling with these pot lights and the 3 skylights. Got the sun beaming in through there, but imagine at night, you're sitting down here looking up through them, looking at the stars.
The wood ceiling is nice if you had it continued on the inside. Like, you got to have some sort of a continuity. If you just use this as an accent on the outside and it has nothing to do with the inside, then it looks out of place.
I've been waiting to show you all this stunning kitchen. Let's go check it out.
Okay, I like the distance between the island and the oven. There's like 2 people can comfortably walk. It's well spaced. The material is pretty, right in the middle, but it's only $4.5 million. So you don't want to overspend because probably you can't get that big exit over here.
I mean, look at the white quartz wall and countertop paired with the black and gold cabinetry and the walnut wood we've seen in the other rooms. Doesn't get much better than that.
And I love the design on that as well.
Do you know what's crazy? If you actually look at this and the very front entrance where the white Lambo is, it's kind of the same design.
Wait a minute. You brought a design element from the garage to the kitchen? That's not a good thing, bro. You don't want to do that. Don't do that. Overall, though, the kitchen is better than so far everything else we've seen. They have a little bit of natural wood with the black and the white. They have a vibe going on.
You have the Jenn-Air appliances. I mean, I'm no cook, so I can't really appreciate this. But for all you cooks out there, it doesn't get as high end as this.
It does get a lot more higher than this. There's like at least 2 levels up from this.
One thing I do know, though, is the water faucet.
Hot filler, bro. Is this his first tour?
And on the other side behind me, we're gonna head into the butler's pantry where you're gonna store all your goodies.
Okay, are they gonna freaking continue with the black subway tiles everywhere? It's not a vibe. I know it's the theme you're going with, but how about just a matte black finish?
I like the fact that black tile from that wet bar is in here as well.
This cameraman needs to shut the hell up. He's horrible. He's giving the worst advice.
Heading this way, we're now in the laundry and mud room, which features a hidden storage unit.
Okay, the laundry room had no counter space. You gotta have much more counter space, area to fold, iron, all that stuff. That was not enough.
Through this door is the triple car garage.
I would have expected a snowmobile there, right? Like, why were they jet skis?
Heading back towards the front of the house, through these glass doors, we have where you're gonna be closing all your deals, this office. One thing about this office that really stands out is going to be this wall feature that expands up to the top of the ceiling.
Okay, it's at least they put an office where like you would get some privacy. It's kind of tucked in that nook. A lot of other people put offices in completely inappropriate areas. They think it's like, oh, you can just put it anywhere. No. If you actually want to get work done, the office needs to be secluded in an area where it doesn't get much traffic, right? By the front door, behind this ugly, stairway, it's not the worst place to put it.
So your performance lately has been subpar.
What is this? The cameraman is judging the performance. This is funny. It's like Mikey from, 𝗕𝗏, like critiquing 𝗕𝗏. Like, this guy's an OG.
Wait, shouldn't I be the one giving this to you, being I'm in the owner's suite?
That's probably true.
You know what? I gotta say, the shooting you've been doing has been subpar.
How did this turn around on me?
Dude, so far, I think both of you guys need to find a new job.
Heading out of the office, we're gonna go this way, up this luxe staircase.
Dude, have you ever seen a luxe stairway? Like, do you watch other channels? There's a lot of mansion tour videos. This does not look luxe.
Now at the top of the stairs, I can't wait to show you guys what's behind me.
Okay, no landing area. Like, if you're building a mega mansion, you need a proper landing area. You don't want to just, get upstairs and you have to get in a hallway. You need a little space. Incorporate it to a loft, a library, upstairs living room, right? That's a good place to put it.
First thing we have are 2 secondary bedrooms that each have their own ensuite and walk-in closet. And now through this door is a super unique room. This room is actually a bridge. Now what I mean by that, remember at the beginning where there was that yellow car and you could like drive through the house? Well, that's where we are right now. On top of that, through those doors behind me is actually the nanny suite.
Oh!
Yeah, let's go check it out.
So when you said a nanny suite, I was thinking like a little breakfast nook type thing, a bed. This is a full-on house.
Okay, so this is the guest suite. It has its own separate entrance and connects through the bridge to the main house. I got it.
Like, I'll admit, the first time I actually was touring this home, I was like, did I enter into the neighbor's house? Because this is literally its own place. It's got the kitchen.
They basically bought these black subway tiles on bulk and they just put them everywhere. Come on, you can't do that. If you want to build luxury, even at $4.5 million, you got to change it up from one room to one room. It's just black and white. Like, why would you go with black and white?
And off the kitchen, it has the full bathroom that has this black tiling.
Surprise, it's black.
On the other side here is the staircase that leads down to the exit. If the nanny decided one day to like blow up this like room here in the bridge, you could probably call up the city of Calgary and get your own land title and have a separate home here.
Yeah, I don't think you can do that. But I really like the fact that the guest house is separated from the main house.
Leaving this wing of the home and past the front foyer, we're gonna head around this corner, where to my right is the elevator and to my left is that staircase. Remember that staircase in that mud room where the triple car garage was? Well, it leads all the way up into this secondary bedroom, which has its own ensuite and walk-in closet.
Okay, this bedroom, I don't know where you would put the bed in it because it has that really weird layout, but that secondary staircase is a must on a house of this big, especially the fact that it's so long. You know, you want to have multiple access points to get from second floor to the first floor.
And do you know where this also leads into?
Let me guess, that primary.
Yes, that primary bedroom, which literally has its own wing of the house. Let's go check it out. Now, this primary bedroom was done right. The vaulted ceilings and this chandelier here, you don't even need these lights on. Picture this. You're hungry at night, right? You want an ice cold water or maybe a drink, or it's the morning, you want some coffee. Well, you can just roll out of bed, head down this step, and into your wet bar.
Okay, on these bigger homes, it's really nice to put a wet bar so people can actually exactly use it as he explained. But I want to talk about the fact that they went with black, right? The exterior is black and white, the inside is black and white. That really, really narrows your demographic. Architecturally, I think it's really ugly. I don't think it has any significance whatsoever. But you could have executed this a lot more in a neutral or interesting or earthy tones where you would be so much wider to more demographics, right? Different ages, different families, to have a bigger buyer pool, to have a better exit at the end.
This primary ensuite feels like royalty. And how can it not when you'd be soaking in this oversized white and black tub?
I feel like that's like a tuxedo right there.
Right?
Like, tuxedo would be a really nice way of setting it up. But again, like, who is your ideal buyer? Is this a family area? Would a bachelor would want to buy a house like this? To me, most families would prefer lighter tones, especially with the primary bedrooms and bathrooms. It's super risky to go, you know, all black.
Across from that is the shower. And it's got 6 jets, the rainfall style shower head, and the wash wand? I mean, what do you call that?
That's the microphone. Pick it up.
The microphone.
Throw some tunes down.
You know what? This doubles as a studio booth.
Okay, they're down to have fun. I like that about them.
Now, past the primary ensuite, we're now gonna head into the fit check room.
The fit check room?
Yeah, fit check room. A house is big, you know you got a fit check room. And what that is it's an area where you can sit down, get your shoes on, get all dressed, look into this mirror, and do your last fit check before you head out.
This is the area the husband sits down and waits for the wife to change, and you give your opinion if you like it or not. You could be spending a lot of time over here. You should make it a lot more comfortable to sit down, not just on a, like, you know, on a bench.
And where are you gonna pick those clothes from? Well, you're gonna pick it from your huge closet. There was no expenses spared with this closet. I mean, it's got everything. It's got this huge island to store all your jewelry, your place for your shoes, your dresses, your suits, your shirts. It literally feels like I'm in a department store.
Okay, that was a little bit on the smaller side. Like, for a house this size in Los Angeles would have twice as much. But you could argue, you know, in LA, people are materialistic and they have way too much clothes they shouldn't have. But then in Calgary, you're gonna have a lot of winter jackets that are gonna be huge. So maybe you do need a big space.
The unique tiling is the laundry room. Now, you know there's a lot of rooms in here.
Wait a minute. The laundry room is by the primary bedroom? Come on. Come on. Like, you should put it somewhere else. This should be so annoying. Like, you're doing the laundry in the middle of the night and you can't even go to bed because this thing is spinning. That's not good. I like the fact that they have sets of 2. A house this size would definitely need a sets of 2.
Leaving the primary quarters, we're now gonna head all the way down the staircase into the lower level entertainment area. here we are in the lower level entertainment space. Now there's a lot to show you over there, but first, to my left through these French doors is the movie theater room.
Dude, it's not a movie theater if you don't have the seats. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, sit on the floor? And this is a pretty freaking small movie theater. I mean, 2 rows? Max, probably 1 row.
We're now in the expansive entertainment space.
Okay, the ceiling heights just dropped significantly at the basement level. And I know what you're thinking. Arvin, basements have lower ceilings. No, not in ultra luxury and luxury. And if this is like the most expensive property in Calgary, this is where you can really go a little deeper and give that real high ceiling to the basement. And if it has openings, it would just give that, illusion of a grander room. And it will feel like, a more inviting place to hang out and spend time in.
Now on both sides, there's entrances into secondary bedrooms that connect at the back through the Jack and Jill bathroom.
Okay, I'm glad it has 2 bedrooms, but this just looks like another living room. To me, it's not a, entertainment place. You just put a TV, you had one upstairs, you had it in a bunch of other rooms too. To me, this should have been a game room and staged and shown as a game room. On the basement level, you have this opportunity to do something different that you didn't do on the main 2 levels.
You have the sliding glass doors, which leads into your backyard patio. Now the patio is pretty unique because it's actually below grade and covered, protecting you from the rain and wind. Heading this way, past the fireplace feature wall, there's the yoga studio, which you also convert into your gym.
I love the fact that you have the big mirrors in there because you always got to look at yourself when you're working out.
Did you also see those outlets there where you could put a big TV there, so working out while watching some sports or TV?
Some Baywatch.
Baywatch?
And then once you're done working out in the mornings there, you're gonna be spending the evenings in the center of the entertainment space. You have this table where everyone's gonna gather to play card games or maybe play some board games as well. Now, we gotta talk about the #1 piece of this lower level entertainment space, and it's this bar.
Okay, good. I'm glad that they put a bar over there because so far it didn't have any utility. You wanna give reasons for people to go down and use the lower level. Otherwise, why would they go there? It's much better to be on the upper floor.
That doorway actually is a mudroom and a closet because there's a door leading into the garage. So the cool thing about that is you could be having like a party in the garage and people can enter in through here. They don't gotta go through the rest of the house.
What? Having a party in the garage? What are you talking about?
Well, I think that's the end of this tour.
I think that's the end of it.
Okay, overall, I think the architectural style of the property was just contemporary with no effort or innovation whatsoever. Your only innovation was to paint it black and white to distinguish it from other properties. Well, that's super risky because, the buyer pool who would spend this much money in Calgary for a property like this at these color palettes is very small. I kind of like the layout. I think they did a pretty good job with the layout. I think it had the right amount of bedrooms, bathrooms. The finishes, again, not my favorite whatsoever, but I think you would have maxed yourself out if you would have gone with higher end finishes because it's a big square footage property. And I think at $4.5 million, there's just so much room you can, spend as a developer to get the exit that you want. If I was consulting to this developer, I would have asked them, who are you building this for? And I would tell you 90% of the time, the developers on these properties, they try to build the house for themselves. They go with their own taste. They go with their own things that they like, right? And I bet you the developer for this house was probably a bachelor, young person, or someone who was divorced, who wanted to kind of re-experience the youth again. And it was like, you know what? I'm going to build a fun house. But before you do that, you got to see the demographic. How many people are buying in that demographic, bachelors in this particular area? My guess would be very few because this looked like a perfectly family-friendly neighborhood. And most younger people would want to be in the cities, in the areas where, there's a lot more action going on, not in the suburbs. You see, there is a way to attract that bachelor buyer pool in Calgary if you feel like their needs are not being met and there's a demand for this neighborhood for it. But it's not by painting the outside black and white and going all black and white in the interior. You could have kept a more natural modern features on the inside, but you could have given them some fun features like an indoor pool in the basement. You could have maybe had a video game room. You could have had multiple features that would have attracted that bachelor person. And then if the families are looking at the property, they're like, well, if you don't like video games, maybe your kids do, right? You can play it both ways and still attract that bachelor if that's your goal, but not making it very abrupt design choice like painting your house black and white. If you want to consult with me, I have clients all around the world. The link is in the description. And if you think this house is crazy, this bunker house in south of France is even crazier than this one. Check it out. I'll see you guys in the comments, and thanks for watching.